Okay, there were no votes taken in executive session. We're going to go to Division II State Champions JV Basketball. They're here today, right? That's it? Okay, great. All right, let's see. Are you, okay, Gina?
I will read one of the citations. Be it hereby known to all that the North Providence School Committee hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to, and then we'll call each individual's name, in recognition of North Providence High School 2014-2015 JV Basketball Division II State Championship. We will start with the coach, Jeff Doucette. John Castle III, Noah D. Domenico, Daniel, I'll go first. Brandon Hess, Adorito Mello, Joshua Moran, Michael O'Neill, Michael Osei, Brandon Pringle, Jared Ratchko, Alex Raleigh, Devin Shepard, Matthew Wiedinger, and Kyle Fannion. Our next citation, and I'll read this citation. Be it hereby known to all that the North Providence School Committee hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Ivy Kolb in recognition of 2015 School Social Worker of the Year. Our next citations will be for the Teacher of the Year Award for the 2015 school year. I'm going to read each individual school, and then we will announce the official Town of North Providence School Department Teacher of the Year. Heather Morrison, Centerdale School. Susan Rylander, Greystone School. Sandra Barrett, Maryville School. Laura Mena McGuire School. Michelle Poirier Stephen Only School. Michelle Rafino Whalen School. Nicole Salvo Birchwood School. Gregory Berger Ritchie Middle School. Deborah Giamacco North Providence High School. So, the recipient of the 2015 Teacher of the Year for North Providence School Department is Sandra Barrett. Can you read it? I'll hold it.
Okay, presented to Sandra, Sandra, stay here. That's all right, your children come first. Sandra Barrett, in recognition of and appreciation for your outstanding devotion and contributions to the education of the students of North Providence. North Providence School Department is awarding you this plaque. You can hang it in your house or wherever you want to do. And Teacher of the Year 2015.
Thank you to everyone. We are so proud of our Teachers of the Year at the building level, and then also to Mrs. Barrett as our Teacher of the Year for a district representative. Her name will be forwarded to Rhode, and you will compete at the state level.
I'm just going to say, for the students that are here, or anyone else that would like to leave, that was received an award, you certainly may leave now. We'll take a little break, and then we'll continue with our meeting. But I don't want you to think you have to stay, okay? Okay, all right. Okay, for the students, go ahead, why don't you talk?
We'd next like to bring up Mrs. Lisi and the advanced placement presentation along with virtual high school.
You want to leave? Yeah, she loved it. I know. Good evening, and thank you to the superintendent, assistant superintendent, and the committee for allowing me to present some wonderful programs at North Providence High School.
Excuse me, can we please have order right now? Okay? Thank you. Okay, Kathy.
I am the advanced placement coordinator, and I'm very proud of the position. This is our first year that we have introduced the program at North Providence High School. Over the summer, we had several teachers who were trained in the following programs: AP Calculus, AP Chemistry, AP Computer Science, AP US History, AP English and Composition, AP Spanish, Physics, and Psychology. Next year, we're going to be offering the following courses: AP English Language and Composition, Biology, AP Music Theory, AP 3D Studio Art, and AP European History. This past year, 80 students took the AP exam, and in July, we'll be getting those results. So they're very excited to see how they did. I'm happy to introduce one of our AP teachers, Mrs. Allie Ambrose, our AP Psychology teacher, who brought along some wonderful students.
Hi, good evening. So I had the pleasure of teaching 2 sections of AP Psychology this year. AP Psych is a rigorous college-level course. I had 38 students who took this course and this journey with me this year. And I had 27 students take the exam. It was the highest of any discipline at the school, so I'm very proud of that number. Over the summer, I had the opportunity, thank you to the school department, to participate in a week-long training at the prestigious Taft School to prepare me to teach this rigorous course. It was instrumental in helping me guide curriculum as well as all of my planning and coursework. So thank you for that opportunity. I would love to introduce my students who took these courses this year. We have 3 students up here with us. The first is Gabby Lee, who took AP English and AP Physics. The second is Ariana Dickey, who took AP English and AP Physics. And then the third is Daniela Chavez, who took AP Physics, AP English, and AP Psychology. We just asked them to say a little bit about what they feel they got out of the course and why they signed up to take AP.
Right. So, hi guys, I'm Gabby Lee, and as Ms. Ambrose said, I took AP English and AP Physics. I chose to take the courses because as an honor student, pretty much all my life, I felt like I needed the challenge. I actually started off with regular college prep physics, and it was way too boring for me and way too slow. So I asked if I could transfer into AP Physics, and I definitely had a better time with the rigor. It was a lot more rigorous than I expected, but I found the challenge really nice, and as my grades got better from a B to an A, I felt more proud of myself. And with English, it was just really a blast. I was able to see my writing further, and I could see myself writing college papers in the next 4 years. Hello, Hello, I'm Daniela Chavez, and I took AP Physics, AP English, and AP Psychology. And this year, taking these AP classes, I grew a lot as a student. It moves a bit quicker than EEP classes since you have to finish by May to take the AP exams, and it was really it was a challenge. But it was something that I needed. I had also been on the honors track since I was in 8th grade. I took advanced courses, and it was the next step for me. And I took honors chem last year as a junior, and it was EEP. And then this year I took AP Physics, and it was just kind of a jump to be able to complete like a certain number of chapters in a certain amount of time. And just that helped me grow as a student. And I really do enjoy the program. And I wish that I had the opportunity to take these classes as a freshman or sophomore, like to have taken AP Bio, but it was not offered Yeah, next year. But it was a great experience, and I really recommend it to future students. And it'll help them grow as a student and help them be more prepared for college.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ariana. I don't want to repeat them too much because the three of us are in the same two AP classes, but I'll try to keep it fresh for you. I really enjoyed AP English. There were a lot of novels, and it was a fast pace, but we still had a lot of time to discuss. And our papers, we had meetings with her before the paper was due, and to discuss our writing. So there was still time to do everything that was needed to do, but it was definitely a faster pace. I really enjoyed the class though. And then I also took AP Physics, which, like Gabby, I jumped from regular chemistry to AP Physics. That was a huge jump for me, and I've worked tirelessly in that class. It is probably the hardest class I've taken in my whole high school experience. I don't regret taking it, but with both of these classes plus my other classes, I definitely feel like my fall semester of college, like going into college, I feel like it'll be easier because I've worked so hard. So I feel like it's prepared me well, and it'll make a nicer transition into college because I'll be like, wow, this isn't so bad. Like, oh, this is good. I can do this. So that's what I got from AP classes. So thank you.
We wanted to give a shout out to Mr. Bowers, who is this very challenging AP Physics teacher, who is also here tonight.
I'm just going to butt in again. Shout out to all the teachers who got their AP training, like Mr. Cicerone, who's right here, Miss Ambrose, Miss Passanelli, Mr. Gianfrancisco, and Miss Branco, a bunch of others. Chico, I don't know all of them, as you can tell, but just shout out to all of them for taking, like, I think a week out of their summer to get the training. We appreciate it.
Okay, to switch hats a little bit, the next program we're going to discuss is our VHS program, which is our virtual high school program at North Providence High School. Virtual high school is made up of teachers and students from a variety of social, economic, and geographic backgrounds who study and collaborate virtually. I'm proud to say that North Providence High School has just completed their second year for virtual high school. I do want to stress that students who enroll in virtual high school can only enroll in the courses that we do not offer at the high school for the curriculum of the high school. We currently have 15 seats per semester. Students can enroll in the program. If it's an AP course, they can take a seat for the whole year, or they can choose a semester for the first semester class and a second semester class. This year we had 11 students who enrolled. VHS offers over 150 electives, ranging from language arts with honors, writers, and Shakespeare films, social studies, modern Middle East, science courses such as environmental chemistry to nuclear physics. So there is a variety of courses that are offered for students to take. Some of the students that have taken our VHS courses include topics such as AP Biology, Oceanography, Engineering, Principles in Fantasy Science, and Fiction and Short Stories. I'm fortunate to have a couple of my awesome students for VHS here with me tonight, Ariana Dickey and Gabby Lee, who will, again, talk a little bit about their program.
I'm back. So my first semester, I took this course called Horror Writers, which focused on the writings and lives of writers Edgar Allan Poe and Stephen King. To be honest, it wasn't as much as it wasn't all that I thought it would be. And the teacher wasn't the greatest, but I definitely learned how to deal with time management, especially on an online class. But for my second semester, I took a course which was basically honors level astrophysics. Totally different, but I loved it so much. I found such a passion for it. My teacher was awesome, just like me. I just really loved it. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone in our class this year took any AP courses, but they're full length, and I chose to take 2 different semester courses. It really teaches you how to deal with time management, which I honestly didn't have that great because I'm an admitted horrible procrastinator. But I would sell this class to anyone in the high school to take it. I'm so excited to see people take it. It's such an awesome part of my senior year this year, and I wish I could take it again next year.
All right. So for VHS courses, I took in the fall kindergarten apprentice teacher. I'll start with that. That class was a very different class, not the typical VHS class. It involved me to actually go into a classroom. It helped me prepare lessons and had me learn about how kids learn, how kindergartners learn, how they respond to activities. And each week I chose to go to Greystone with Mrs. Carney, and I would go into the kindergarten classroom, read them a book, and do an activity with them for about half of the whole class. The classes are 12 weeks long, so I was probably there, 15. I was probably in the classroom for about 12. So it was a great experience. It wasn't just teaching either, it was observations. I observed pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade, so it let me explore too. And this connects to my senior project too, actually, which I presented today. Because when I was there, all I was required to do was stay there for a half hour, 45 minutes, teach the lesson, and then leave. But because I was doing my senior project on this type of topic, I would stay for an extended amount of time and get all of my hours into, because Miss Carney was so sweet and she agreed to be my mentor as well as my cooperating teacher for VHS. Then in the spring, I took honors animal behavior and zoology. So it was a big jump because my kindergarten class didn't require me to submit that many assignments. It was just, oh, how did your lesson go? Let's discuss it. There are a lot of discussions in VHS, which you wouldn't think because it's virtual. There are a lot of discussions, no matter what class you take. But this class, I had to take quizzes and tests. I had 3 quizzes that were pretty lengthy quizzes. So it still is making sure that you know the material. You're walking out knowing what this class has taught you. It's not like just something that you get by with. We also had animal issues of the week. So every week we would have to talk about a controversial animal issue, like hunting, the use of fur, animals for testing of medicines and products, all different things like that. So it was a challenging class, but I love with VHS how we can do it in class, or we can, well, usually we do it in class, but you can go home and do it on your own time too. It's a lot of time management. So whoever signs up for VHS definitely has to have that capability to get themselves to sit down and do the work. But if you do, it's so rewarding. And I hope that so many kids want to join VHS, because there are so many classes that would just help kids expand their learning and learn a lot.
And I'd like to thank Mrs. Lisi for not only leading the charge with our AP program and organizing all of that, but also managing the virtual high school program. Next, we have a treat this evening. We have Carol Catone and Cheryl Cicerone, and they are going to talk to us about the Rhode Island History Day presentation.
Good evening. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the Ritchie and Birchwood Middle School History Day participants. The theme for this year for the competition was Leadership and Legacy. At Ritchie School, we represented 2 categories in the competition. We had 2 junior exhibits. One is a grade 8 group who did Oh, the Places You Will Go, and my second group was Walt Disney, Imagination, and they both represented junior division. The first time Ritchie Middle School has ever presented in a website design is my 7th grade students, and they were www.respectthecom.com, which they also then changed it to Derek Jeter. They changed the title. And right now, I'd like to say that Mrs. Cicerone and myself are very proud of the job that our students did this year. They worked very hard. They gave everything they had. They worked on Saturdays. They worked every night. They worked on weekend. Every opportunity they had to work, they worked. We're very, very proud of them. I'll have Mrs. Cicerone speak, and then we'll recognize the students.
Of the 9 students who participated in History Day on May 2nd, I only have a couple of students who could make it tonight because they have so many other activities like dance and baseball. So my first group of students completed an exhibit called Jackie Robinson Changes the World. This exhibit is set up over there so you guys can look at it. It's kind of on the floor though, can't see it. The students who completed this project are Marcio Evora, and Ryan Vincent. The third student is Cesar Arizari, but he couldn't make it tonight. Of the groups, I had a group with 3 girls in it, and the girls wanted to demonstrate the leadership and legacy of a woman, so they chose investigative reporter Nellie Bly. The name of their exhibit is Nellie Bly, A Woman Ahead of Her Time. Although they are not here, I'd like to recognize them. They are Isabella Bruzzese, Ashley Candeas, and Victoria Rage. The last group created an exhibit about Nelson Mandela. I am proud to announce that they were awarded a Rhode Island Book Award for their entry. We were invited to attend the Rhode Island History Day award ceremony on May 4th. Although they couldn't be here tonight, I would also like to recognize them. They are Taylor Kent, Jacob Medeiros, and Ashley Saravo. I would also like to thank the parents that are here for coming and to help me get the kids to persevere and complete their project. Special thank you to Mrs. Ryan.
I'd like to present the students who did Walt Disney Life of Imagination. Brooklyn Sarazen. Second would be Ryan O'Connell. Shane Barnes is not here tonight, but I'd also like to recognize him. Also, with Alex Delaney also is not here. My second group is Oh, the Places You Will Go, Dr. Seuss, Jonathan Maury, who is at a baseball game, Biagio Rizzo. Aji Juf. Ashley Pezzatoro. And Tessa Hulsman had to leave early for a softball game. My last group, who did the website design, and if you look up, it's tough to see, but they had to create a website with a home page. They created another section that had all about Derek Jeter. A third page was their stats. Another page was video, the reason why they chose him for leadership, the reason why they chose him for leadership, and all of their acknowledgments. And they did also get in touch with the Turn 2 Foundation, who sent them books and signed autographs of Derek Jeter. They worked very hard. And like I said, first time ever we had a website. Can I have Michael Marotti, please? Joseph Faioli. Nicholas Loeffler. Joshua Arujo. And Jalen Benavides. Again, I'd like to congratulate them and thank them for all their hard work, and I would also like to thank the parents for all of their help. Thank you.
Chairman Marciano and members of the school committee, I now ask Stephanie Ganem, our Title I coordinator, to come up and give an annual report about our program. This is part of our Title I program, and one of our planning goals for this year was to come before the school committee and give you a public report on the progress we've made with our Title I program.
Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to come out and share and highlight some of these great accomplishments that we've had in Title I this year. I'm really excited to present them to you. Basically, all of our Title I funding that we receive does go strictly to reading, and it helps some of the students who are reading at below grade levels. We have 8 reading specialists in the at the elementary level who assist these students. Most of the program that they run with them is the LLI, which stands for Level Literacy Intervention, and it's through Fontes and Pinnell, which is our basic benchmark assessment program that we use. Students are basically given a letter starting with A to Z on how they're accomplishing throughout the given year. My role in the district is to help out classroom teachers with some of that overflow of students that cannot be seen by a reading specialist. So I go into classrooms and work with guided reading groups, readers and writers workshop activities. It's a lot of fun and a great way to visit a lot of the classrooms and see some of the great kids. We also provide a lot of support materials to parents through some of our events that we have, and we support parent involvement activities throughout the year. We currently have 249 students who are in the Title I program. Actually, based on trimester 2 data, 47 of those students were exited, which is a great accomplishment. You can see here on the chart that I created, the blue bar shows the students went up between 1 and 2 levels, the red bar 3 and 4 levels, and the green 5 or more levels. This was a great accomplishment across the board. 5 of our schools, Centerdale, Greystone, Wayland, McGuire, and Maryville, are Title I. This year, Stephen only wasn't. Next year, they will be Title I again. But based on the 5 schools, we've seen great accomplishments across the board, thanks to our reading specialists and the hard work they're doing with these kids. Having the Fontes and Pinnell benchmark assessment is a great way for them to really see the improvements amongst the kids. Family nights and parent expo. Those are huge with Title I. We ran a family game night at every school this year. Parents were able to receive information about what their child is doing in reading class, as well as some support materials to help them at home. The games this year was new. It was something we created because we really wanted to try to have the parents able to do things at home with their kids that were easy for them to get their hands on. So we showed them just some simple games. We left them with the actual materials for the game so they can continue to work on it with their children. Many of our reading specialists do present at the expo, our annual parent expo, which gets phenomenal reviews. And I'm really proud of that. Based on our feedback from those sessions, parents love the handouts that they get. They'll do a make and take with them so they can try it at home with their child. And from that, I'm really excited to present that in the summer. Late summer, early fall, we're going to have our first webinar go live. We filmed many of the reading specialists this year. They did about 6 little series clips, probably 1 or 2 minutes, on just how to help your child at home with reading support. So this is something I'm really excited about, and I'm going to work with the technology department to get this up and running probably, definitely by the beginning of the school year, so parents can have it and use it as another resource. So this is exciting. So thank you so much. Do you have any questions or anything? All right, thank you. Thank you.
Chairman Marciano, we did skip over one item, and that was to draw your attention to the correspondence we received around urging us to not use the park assessment as a criteria for graduation. And I know Mr. Goho is going, and his team, along with Lisa Jakes, are going to start to look at that and look at the RIDE guidance around when we will make a decision around using that particular assessment, if at all, for a graduation requirement. But the correspondence came in from a group that is urging the school committee not to use it as and to wait until 2020 when the regulations actually kick in.
So, Mr. Chairman, if I could.
Yeah, make a motion, put that on file, and is there a second? Second. Discussion?
So my concern in that is twofold. And so we don't want to hold the kids accountable for the park in terms of does it count for a graduation or something that, and I can agree with that. But then we profile our schools on a test that nobody takes seriously. So it's a double-edged sword. So when, as we assemble a team to look at this, I think we have to look at that. There has to be some accountability from students when they take this exam. We can't mail it in, because if we're profiling our schools and we're, all the things that go along with this, it gets published in the journal, and then we're all pariahs on society because our POC tests on, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like the same nonsense that happened with kneecap. But if there's no carrot at the end of the stick to make the test meaningful or count for something, then those AP students who have all that AP work, they're not going to be bothered with POC, because it's not rewarding to them, or it doesn't count. So I just want to say that that we need to keep that. It's a double-edged sword. So there has to be some accountability, or we can't use POC to profile our schools. Am I supposed to be hitting this differently? No. Okay. Did we have these so they were going to? No. I have to hold it to keep it on. Okay. Technology 101. All right. So anyway, that's my comment going forward. And it's not until 2020? Yeah, RIDE, I thought RIDE said 2017.
RIDE said 2017.
Yeah, so this is really not, we don't have 3 years, we have a year. Okay, thank you.
Just to clarify, when right after 2017, it's the class of 2017, so it would be effective, but it would, our students who are going into 8th grade, if they are in algebra, so I want to make sure that the parents understand this. If they are in algebra in 8th grade, or they take the advanced English, which I don't think we're doing anymore, next year when they take that POC, they will be the class of 2020. So it will count. Correct?
Yeah, no, you're right.
I just think that needs to be communicated, because I understand that everyone wants to opt, there's this big sort of nationwide movement of opting out, right? But we all took kneecap and nobody opted out, right? There was not this big national campaign for that. I just want to go on record to say, I understand that parents get concerned, but I also want you to think about something. Life is full of tests. When your child tries out for softball, they're being tested about their skills and strategies. When your child goes to dance, they have to audition. When there's scholarships, it's a test. AP, you just heard several students come up here and say they're taking AP exams. Don't put too much emphasis about this being just a test. And I agree with Mr. De Silva. It is a barometer check for our schools, for our kids, for our teachers, for our parents. It's a piece of information, not the only information, but if we have to take it seriously, and if we let our kids or our teachers believe that it doesn't matter, no one's taking it seriously. And then we, as a school committee or as teachers, cannot make good decisions for kids because we don't have the information. And as a parent, I want to know the information. I told my kids, try your best. If you don't get a good grade, then at least we can figure out, where are the gaps? What has to be addressed? It's a piece of information, not the only information, but I just wanted to go on record to say that it will affect our kids who are moving into 8th grade next year and moving forward.
And I'll add to that, Mr. Chairman, if I might, that it does come, it is about an attitude. I have 28 kids in my class. No one mailed it in. We embraced it. We went after it. It's like when you get ready for a ball game, everybody wants to get in there and hit the ball and do well and help the team win. So I think but we still have to realize that there has to be some level of accountability on the student side if we're going to judge our schools on that test.
Thank you. Any other comments on that? Okay, Melissa.
Next item on the agenda is be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the financial report as submitted.
Motion by Mrs. Picard, seconded by Mr. Ionetta. Discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the homeschool requests as submitted.
Motion by Mr. Andriozzi, I think it was, and seconded by Mrs. Picard. Discussion, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the field trip requests as submitted.
Motion by Ms. Picard, seconded by Mr. Ionetta. Discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
The next item is an approval of the RIASC membership. As you recall, Tim Duffy was here last month. I do want to tell you that we did not work this into the 15-16 school year budget, the fee associated with the RIASC membership. So it's up to the committee and up for discussion.
Okay, is there any comment on this?
Question, is it part of our budget?
No.
We did not include it in the budget.
We did not.
Okay. Well, one of my reasons for not wanting to join is I'm not sure that we always get the clarion call from that group that represents what I think are my views. I went to the town council last month and presented some what I call educational issues in terms of charter schools and funding and per pupil expenditure, and I'm not hearing that that group mirror those views, and those, I'm not saying those views are radical. I think those views are just financial. I'm not against the charter school. I'm against the way we currently fund all of that duplicate system. There've been some, in terms of me being a school teacher, and I've read some comments from the Rhode Island Association School Committee that I thought were, I don't want to say hurtful, but I didn't think they were absolutely productive when you gutting a system and things like that. I think everyone needs to have their voice heard. It's part of our process. We certainly wouldn't silence our students, or should we silence the people who teach them? And so based on that, I'm not a supporter of the Rhode Island, of being a member of that. And if we currently have budget issues, then I don't see where we should spend the money. But that's me personally. I'm not going to hold the committee to my views. Thank you.
Okay, yes, Ronnie.
We certainly benefit from the professional development. It certainly provides training for the members of the school committee. So, as far as my recommendation to be part of that group, obviously it does benefit our school committee. However, we did not put that in the 15-16 budget. So it's about $6,300 that we did not add to that budget.
Well, can that money be found somewhere? Is this an important item for us? Or?
I guess that's up to the committee, but we can certainly work with Mr. McNamee on that.
Okay. Mr. Anna, do you want to make a motion on it?
I'll make a motion to go forward with that as long as the finance director can find the 6463.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Ionetta, seconded by Mrs. Picard, discussion, we already had discussion, go ahead.
Actually, so the catch-22, I think, is that we all still are responsible for the hours as a school committee to receive the professional development, regardless if we're in this association. The association allows us the ability to work with other school committees across the state to be able to contribute and collaborate around similar issues. So that is a benefit. Being an educator like Rod, I am open to lots of professional development, so I can get my hours outside of the association. So I do feel like, in essence, and like Rod, we can get it at other places. I don't know that every other member of the school committee has that opportunity. So to be fair, I think we should look at it and then bring it back.
There's a motion on the floor now. Did you second Mr. Ionetta's motion?
I did.
Okay, discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oppose?
Nay.
Okay, there are 4 votes, I guess, in the affirmative and 2 in the negative. The motion passes.
No, Anthony. 3 negative. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
Ronnie and I for 2 for affirmative.
You don't want it.
You have to vote.
We'll just,
3-3.
oh, Mr. De Silva? Vote.
Nay.
Mr. Palmieri? Okay, Gina?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Mr. Ionetta? Steve? Nay. Motion doesn't pass.
Bring it back next month when Donald's here.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Next,
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the job descriptions as submitted.
we need a motion on that. Motion by Mr. Ionetta, seconded by Mrs. Picard. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. So voted. Next item.
As you know, Governor Raimondo kicked off her support of the dual enrollment program for the state, and she kicked it off right here at North Providence High School. And kudos to the teachers and Mr. Goho of this school that they saw a vision many years ago to provide students with the opportunity to take advanced courses at our nearby colleges. And so the Board of Regents has required us to put a policy on the books that we will continue to do so. Mr. Goho and his team developed that policy, which was in your packet, and this is the first reading. So be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the North Providence High School Early College Access Policy as submitted.
Okay,
That's right,
all
I'm sorry.
Okay,
First
so
reading.
That's okay. New business.
We don't have any bids this evening, but we do have some resignations. And one of the resignations is our special ed director, Dr. Kim Carson. She has accepted a position in another community. So with regret, be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the resignations as submitted.
Motion by Mrs. Picard, seconded by Ionetta and Mr. Angiosi. Discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. So voted. Next item.
This evening, we have several retirements. One is Elaine Salona. She was a library clerk here at North Providence High School. She was appointed in April of 1988. She was a teacher assistant, a lunch supervisor, and she also served on graduation committees and other community events. She worked at various schools such as Centerdale, McGuire before coming up to the high school. We wish her well in her retirement. The next retirement is Frank Desimone. Mr. Desimone was appointed as a special educator and worked in the elementary level for 2 years. He was appointed on November 29th in 1989. He moved on to the secondary level in 1998 and remained at North Providence High School through the end of 2006 school year. He started as a special educator in Ritchie Middle School in the year of 2006, and he remained there until the present time. He was a member of the middle level mathematics workshop. He was also appointed to several sports teams over the years, such as freshman boys basketball coach, girls basketball coach, and for the 7th and 8th grade level. And most recently, he's retiring from the boys basketball coach position as well. The next retirement is Brenda Grundy. Brenda was appointed in August 28, 1996. She first started here as a special educator in our district. She worked at the elementary and middle school levels as a self-contained classroom teacher through 2006. She then moved on to kindergarten at Maryville Elementary School from 2006 to 2009. She's retiring this year from the kindergarten classroom at McGuire Elementary School. The final retirement is Deborah Predict Ian. Deborah was appointed on 9/23/1987. She has worked in the capacity as an elementary librarian at Birchwood Middle School. She worked as a reading specialist at Wayland Elementary School this year. She was also a Chapter 1 teacher, and then she changed titles to literacy teacher, also at Wayland. She also worked in other schools at Stephen Only. She was also a mentor for the district. She participated in many co-teacher workshops. She participated in our summer ESY programs and worked many years for our summer reading clinic. Most recently, she retired. She left the grade 3 at Wayland School, and she right now is a reading specialist for the district. So be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the retirements as submitted.
Motion by Mr. Silva, seconded by Mrs. Picard. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the leave of absences as submitted.
Motion by Ms. Picard, seconded by Ms. Dianetta. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted.
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the layoff non-renewals as submitted.
Motion by Steve Angiozzi and Ms. Dianetta, seconded by Mrs. Picard. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
And then be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, that we appoint the following people to the following positions. Michael Bronca, girls middle school soccer coach at Birchwood. Joanna Campo, crossing guard, effective May 27th. Holly Santana, Summer Central registration secretary. Richard Torty, Marine Academy technology educator at Birchwood Middle School. And then the many teachers and support service personnel for our summer program, our ESY program.
Okay, motion by Ms. Dianetta and Mr. Angiozzi, I believe, seconded by Mr. De Silva and Mr. Palmieri. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
We have no rescissions this evening. Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the displacements as submitted.
Motion by Ms. Dianetta, seconded by Mr. Angiozzi. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted.
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the use of properties as submitted. However, we do have a request around waiving a fee for the firemen's graduation here at the high school.
Okay,
So I have a question on
I
that.
do, yeah.
all right, well, let's get the motion on the floor. and then
Motion made.
we'll have a discussion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Silva, seconded by Ms.
Discussion.
Discussion. Okay, go ahead.
This fire, I'm sorry. You want to go first?
Yes, you're mine.
I thought we were going by age.
So I'm fine with waiving the fee for the fire department. My concern comes in with the Ritchie Soccer Complex. I know we all received a letter regarding the fields and the number of teams that we have. And I think we all agree that our school teams do take preference. The fact that the recreation is looking for this field for the entire year will tie that field up. And I honestly think that if, number one, the letter that we received also has a concern regarding just the staffing, or using the fields of the teams we have for the schools. I do think that maybe the subcommittee for the buildings and facilities need to take a look at that to see what those fields are, who's using them. But I would ask that we remove the youth soccer off the table for now until we find out what our current status is with our own school teams.
Well, when you give property usage, it's on the property usage document, it's contingent that school events take precedence. So you've already covered that by doing that. I'm not saying we should, but that's already part of our policy. So all school functions, but I think the bigger issue is with that baseball letter.
Yeah, I think when you look at that,
And we looked at that last year and we kind of let it held in limbo. So I think we need better numbers on it.
yeah, why don't the subcommittee take a look at that, okay? The fields
And I
and,
don't think we need to get everybody, all the stakeholders, and I think the subcommittee should just get down and get our information.
yeah, get the numbers.
And my next question on the firefighters, is this the fire department or the firefighters local? This is not.
I don't know the answer to that question. I can look into it for you.
Because if it's a local, then I would support a charge, but if it's the fire department itself, then government agency, the government agency, I would say no.
Yeah, I want to table that until next month, okay?
I think we can grant the property usage pending that it's what it says.
Subject
It is
to-
what it is.
When is
So
it?
I'll make the motion to grant the North Providence Fire Department no fee, assuming it is the North Providence Fire Department. And let's not grant property usage on the North Providence Youth Soccer until the subcommittee has a meeting.
Okay. Second by Mr. Iannetta. Discussion, all those in favor? Aye. Ayes have it, so voted.
Be it
Next item.
resolved at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the list of bills as submitted.
Motion by Ms. Picard, seconded by Mr. Iannetta. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
There are no fundraisers this evening.
Motion to approve the minutes. Gina?
I make a motion to approve and seal the executive session minutes pursuant and applicable to provisions of Rhode Island General Law 42-46-4 and 5 for April 29th.
Motion by Ms. Picard, seconded by Mr. Andriozzi. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted.
I make a motion to approve the regular session minutes for April 29th as well.
Motion by Mr. Picard, seconded by Mr. Andriozzi. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, no pending business. Motion to adjourn is in order, seconded by Mr. Iannetta. Meeting is adjourned at 8:35.